Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today, and so we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking quite a bit about how Bitcoin and Ethereum may soon be entering into a massive rally. Over the next 7 to 14 days, I expect a major breakout to occur on Bitcoin and on Ethereum, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly why. Today we're going to talk about that rally and where we may be heading next and all of the reasons why we may be moving there. We'll also be talking about a former FTX executive who has just been sentenced to 7.5 years of prison time, so stay tuned because we'll be discussing the plight of that fella. All right, let's get started, guys. We've got Christina Orozco in chat. Monogios is in chat. Joe is in chat. Philly Skills 1428. Mahlon Jaeger is in chat. The plan's beaten. Al Bundles, not Al Bundy's, I'm sorry. Al Bundles, Crypto Trappa said, good morning, Jeb. Joshua Correro is in chat, said, in my opinion, Jeb, when you need to see the Dixie get rejected today, whatever it takes, we can take a look at the Dixie. Brady's in chat. Joshua's in chat. Ron Hart is in chat. And the plan by Dan. The plan by Dan is in chat. David Mastro Giacomo is in chat, and everyone else as well. Wow Toys, let's play. And Daniel, good to see you guys. Let's get started. Bitcoin is currently trading at $67,600. It is down 3% in the last 7 days, but I highly doubt that that is going to continue. I'm very excited about where Bitcoin is, and I think it's going to be able to continue in a very bullish direction as we give it time. Ethereum has rallied about 2% over the last 7 days, which makes sense because it was less than a week ago now that we saw the Ethereum ETFs actually get approved. Over the last 7 days, we've seen a pretty large drop on Binance and Solana, 3.5% and 7% respectively. Cardano is down 4.5%, but some of the meme coins are performing very well. SHIB is up almost 7% in the last 7 days, up 4% in the last 24 hours, and Chainlink is up 17% in the last 7 days, up 5.53% in the last 24 hours. Pepe is up 13.6%, as is Uniswap, and the rest of our favorite cryptocurrencies are largely trading sideways, but there's a little bit of an up and down here and there. Dog with Hat is up 25% in the last 7 days, and so we've seen quite a sizable rally on the meme coins over the last few days. Celestia is up 17.5% over the last 7 days. And, you know, a lot of times when we see a few different cryptocurrencies, but not all of them, go through a major rally, you see a lot of cryptocurrencies that are down, but kind of like popcorn. Just every once in a while, you see one going 10%, 15%, 20%. That normally gives us the conclusion that there is a market-wide movement going on that is potentially getting started. When you see a rally like this on a few cryptocurrencies, but not all of them, then it almost becomes contagious, and the rest of the cryptocurrencies a lot of times can end up moving into a major rally together. And so we've seen the meme coins performing very well. Floki is up 24%, Bonk is up 21%, and several others being up quite a bit as well. And so a lot of times what's going to happen is that the bullishness from those different cryptocurrencies are going to fall over into the other cryptocurrencies. And so that's where we move into the charting today, is that Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving into critical places where we likely are going to see a lot of bullishness coming in the next several weeks. We've just got to give Bitcoin and Ethereum some time to get there. As you can see, Bitcoin is above this white uptrending level of support right now, and it is below this downtrending level of resistance right here. Bitcoin is in this symmetrical triangle pattern, and it is going to take time for Bitcoin to break out of it, but the fact that we're in the symmetrical triangle pattern does give us the understanding that Bitcoin is very likely to be in a Bitcoin is very likely to be in a position to go through a major breakout at some point in the next couple of weeks as a result of the constriction that's going on it. As a result of the tightening and the squeezing that's going on Bitcoin, there is a great deal of confidence and ability that Bitcoin can go through a major breakout pretty soon. And I think we're seeing a very similar thing happen on Ethereum. Ethereum has been in this uptrend for the last couple of days, ever since we saw the approval of the Ethereum spot ETFs, and that uptrend very well may continue pretty soon. One thing that is a little bit discouraging and probably a little concerning about the price of Ethereum is that there's this uptrend right here. As you can see, we've got a flat level of support. We have our pivot point right here. We have our set point right here. And then we have our bottom right there and right there. And so this uptrend is pretty important to Ethereum, but even at the moment, we are breaking beneath it. It could be that Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to need a couple of weeks to trade sideways here before we end up seeing a major rally, which is what I am expecting. I think that Bitcoin and ETH have gone through pretty sizable rallies over the last couple of weeks, and so it may take a couple of weeks of consolidation to lock that in. Ethereum, of course, rallied at 40% in the span of 2 short weeks, over $1,100 to the upside. Bitcoin has done much the same over the last couple of weeks, even going back to the beginning of May. Over the course of this month, Bitcoin rallied in total $15,500, 26%, 27%. And from the beginning of May, we are still up 20%. And so, again, it may take time for Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market to lock in those gains. But as Bitcoin is in the process of still following through on the inverse head and shoulders pattern we've been building for the last 2 months. And as Bitcoin and ETH are flagging out, as we mentioned, several other cryptocurrencies are rallying. What's going on here? Well, the influence of Bitcoin and Ethereum is palpable. And so when you have a major rally going on in Bitcoin and ETH, and you see both Bitcoin and Ethereum have large rallies going on them, and then they take a breather, they take a pause, what ends up happening is that the influence that they had, the bullishness that they had, goes somewhere else. Well, where does it go? Well, as we've talked about in the last 7 days, we've seen a lot of rallies coming out of quite a few different altcoins. We've got a lot of coins here that are up over 20% in the last 7 days, most of them being meme coins. Bonk, Floki, Dog with Hat. And so that's what we're seeing. The bullishness that was in Bitcoin is now moving into a multitude of other cryptocurrencies. And that's not exactly a bad thing. If we come here to the total cryptocurrency market capitalization charts, we can see that they look very similar to the Bitcoin chart, but we can also see that they've been held up by not only Bitcoin rallying, but also by some of those other smaller cap altcoins that are factored into the total market capitalization charts rallying. And so what we're seeing now is that Bitcoin and Ethereum started a movement. The bullishness that started the movement on Bitcoin and Ethereum is now transitioning and cycling into other parts of the space. Right now, that bullishness is in the meme coins. Bitcoin and Ethereum, while the meme coins are keeping things fresh and interesting, are taking a break. And when the meme coins finish their run and that bullishness moves again, it could very easily move back into Bitcoin and into the rest of the cryptocurrency space, where we may see one major impulse movement to the upside where Bitcoin rallies towards all-time high. Let us not forget that Bitcoin and the other altcoins have had a huge amount of bullish fundamental growth over the last few weeks. We've seen the Bitcoin halving take place. We've seen the Ethereum ETF get approved, not yet to be launched, but when it does launch, that will be even more bullishness. We saw the Bitcoin ETFs get launched in January, and they've been performing exceptionally well ever since. We have seen a huge number of bullish factors going on in the cryptocurrency space. And so as those all come together in confluence, we are going to end up seeing a rally on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space that I believe is going to send us quite far to the upside. Love to hear your opinions on that in the chat over here. Let's go ahead and read for just a second, then we're going to keep it moving. Queen is in chat, said, #FinSov, life-changing seeds planted. Absolutely. Make sure to hit that like button, guys. Let's see if we can't get up to over 100 likes. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Makis is in chat, said, my auction guy. Good morning. Hi, that's me, I guess, the auction guy. Sweet Benabear said, grand day, Jeb. Sweet day to you. Or grand day to you as well. Let's get it, Jeb. Let's do it. All right. Dump could also be coming soon. It could. I think that in general, we're going to see a pretty strong rally at some point in the next few weeks to the next month or so. All right, guys, I do want to let you know today's stream is brought to you in part by NordVPN, so make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan if you have not already. When you do so, you will be getting a big discount, and you'll be getting 4 months free. Awesome. All right. let's keep it moving here. Let's talk a little bit more about Bitcoin and about some of the other things that I'm seeing on it right now. The main thing that I think that is pretty important right now is that while we are seeing this flagging, and while I do hope that this is going to send us to the upside at some point in the short-term to near-term future, we are seeing a bearish cross coming in on the MACD on the daily chart. So a small correction could be coming. It could drop us a few $1,000s before we end up going through the next phase of the rally. We also see that the crypto Jeb oscillator down here that we built in partnership with LUX ALGO has been falling over. And so this is something that we want to keep a close and steady eye on. We also want to take a look at LUX ALGO here, and we can see that Bitcoin did end up rallying up into the take profit zone. We did end up hitting it, and so now we've been going through a corrective movement. So the possibility of a shorter term correction over the next couple of weeks as we prepare for our next phase of movement to the upside is very, very possible. If Bitcoin were to go through a corrective movement, the first thing it would likely do is come back and backtest this uptrending white level of support. That is pretty much immediately beneath us. So if we fell again, we would probably fall back down here to about $64,600. And I'm going to take a wild guess. I have not pre-analyzed this, but I'm going to take a wild hunch that that's about the 0.5 level on Fibonacci retracement. And as you can see, it's right there almost, not quite. Except on regular, it probably would be. Yeah, so the 0.5 level right here on the regular chart sits at $64,200. This level of support right here at $64,500 basically comes almost immediately in confluence with that. And so this white flat level right here is a level that we're going to pay very close attention to, because if Bitcoin does break beneath this uptrending level of support, it'll probably find catchment here at the 0.382 level. But if it doesn't, then we will probably end up falling all the way back down to $64,500, as low as $63,800, which is where the 0.5 level would be on the logarithmic chart. So let's keep an eye on those levels of support. That level is substantiated by a brutal number of touches. We had a test over here, number of tests. We had a test over here at $64,500 or so when we first rallied up here on the 28th of February. We had back tests that occurred here, and we had a back test that occurred here. We had resistance touches here, support touches there, resistance touches there, resistance, resistance, support, etc. $64,500 is our next price target if Bitcoin should go through a corrective movement, and I think that there is a solid possibility that it just might do that. Bitcoin is capable of dropping below this uptrending level of support, and if it does, 64.5 is where I think we'll probably head. But keep in mind, we would still be $10,000 higher than where we started. So really, it would still count as a lot of consolidation, and it may even count as the second wave of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott impulse wave formation. If we look at Elliott wave theory here, we can see that this looks a whole lot like a wave 1. If we drop down here, that would look a whole lot like a wave 2. If we rallied up to the price target for the inverse head and shoulders pattern at $77,800, that'd look a whole lot like a wave 3. If we corrected back down to the previous all-time high that we set here on the 14th of March, that'd look a lot like a wave 4. And if we rallied all the way up to $100,000 after that, that'd look a lot like a wave 5. And so that's what I'm looking for right now, is that we are potentially going to be following this kind of uptrend right here, falling back below it for a time, then rallying up above it for a time, then back below it for a time, and then back up above it for a time as we follow it towards the moon. I do think that Bitcoin has a very bullish end of Q2 and Q3 coming in, but I do think that there is definitely a possibility of a corrective movement over the next couple of days to the next couple of weeks as we prepare for that next movement. Some sideways action, and by sideways, I do mean we could be dropping a couple $1,000s in there. Still mostly sideways action. That is something that could occur, and if it does, that gives us an excellent opportunity to continue dollar cost averaging. If you're not dollar cost averaging already, I do want to recommend and remind you the dollar cost averaging, which is a regular, consistent investment in a market over time, is how you succeed. That's how this channel succeeds or fails. The times that our channel is the most successful are the times, such as the first 3 years of our channel, where I uploaded one video every single day. It was the same kind of video, nonstop. The consistency is what brought success. In investment, the times that I've been most successful in investment are the times that I've been consistent and I've done the exact same thing over and over without fail, nonstop. The times that I've been in the gym, the times I've been most successful with that are the times I've been in the gym and I've been consistent. I've done the exact same thing over and over nonstop. Now, there is some variation in each of those areas, of course. With investment, sometimes you need to change what you're investing in. With making YouTube content, sometimes you need to change the strategy a little bit, considering that the culture is always shifting. And in the gym, sometimes you have to change what you're working out depending on if you have an injury or if you are undertrained in a certain area. For example, for me, I'm needing to work on my spinal erectors because I have very, very powerful legs and I can do a heavy, heavy deadlift. But if my spinal erectors aren't ready, I can hurt myself. So you got to change things a little bit. But the point is, it is consistent effort over time that leads to success. It's called the momentum theory. When you do the same thing over and over for years, you end up getting somewhere, believe it or not. Some things are such common sense that sometimes we don't want to admit that they are, but that's what it is. So, if you are already an investor in the cryptocurrency space, you're good. Continue to invest on a regular basis. Continue to succeed, but you're going to need to continue to invest on a regular basis. And if we do see Bitcoin dropping to the downside, then we're going to be just fine. Ready for the moon, Jeb? Absolutely. Crypto Hog said, send it higher. That's right. Queen said, amen. Should have held bonk. Flying Avocado Cat went up 140%. Yeah. Some of these altcoins and meme coins rally dramatically. Just keep in mind that if they are not very strong projects, they're probably going to come back down and they're probably not going to stay valuable forever. It's not worth doing something unless you're going to do it consistently, is a mantra that I am trying to live by myself. Now, it's hard. It's a hard mantra to follow, but that is something I aim to be. Rolando Lima is in chat, said amen. Absolutely. All right, guys, I also want to let you know today's stream is brought to you in part by Vault, which is a product by Uphold. And the reason that you ought to check out Vault is because Vault is going to give you confidence when you store your Bitcoin and your XRP. And the reason that it can give you confidence is because of their assisted key replacement feature and their access to instant trading. What are the two things that you fear? What are the two things that you fear when you store your own cryptocurrencies? You fear losing your keys, and you fear the time it takes to get access to an exchange so that you can trade if an opportunity should arise. Tell me those aren't the two biggest fears. Of course they are. Those are my two biggest fears whenever I have assets in cold storage. Vault solves both of those by giving you access to 24/7 instant trading because the cold wallet is set up to be able to access Uphold's exchange very quickly. They also give you an Uphold key. And the way this works is that should you lose one of your two keys, Uphold can replace it, and you can use the key that you still have and the Uphold key to access your wallet. You need two keys at any one time to access your wallet. Should you lose one, say lightning strikes in one place, it's very unlikely to strike in another place, especially if you got your eyes on it and you're trying to be careful. Should it strike in one place, something bad happens, you'll lose a key, Uphold will regenerate the wallet with their key and with the key that you have, which means that Uphold can never access your coins because it takes two keys to access. Should you lose one, Uphold will give you the second key, the Uphold key, and you'll be able to regenerate the wallet and get back into your cryptocurrency. Very, very, very bullish setup for any of you guys that are holding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, so make sure to check them out with the link in the description box down below. Crypto Boomer in chat said, hello, Jeb from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Crypto Boomer. Paul Parker said, seeds are planted waiting for the harvest. A good deal. Daniel said, let's get these gains. Thomas said, you're the best, Jeb. I don't know about that, but I do appreciate the support. Joshua Carrero. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce that like a white boy or if I'm supposed to roll the R's like the Hispanic in me. Carrero. I'm not sure how you would say that. I'm sorry. Can't wait to see Trump and Biden debate about cryptocurrency. That is going to be absolutely hilarious. I am so much looking forward to that. Cannot wait to see that. That's going to be absolutely hilarious. I will do my very best to bring coverage of that. All right. Let's get these gains. Yeah, absolutely. Amen. All right. Yep. Good deal. Guys, did you watch yesterday's video? Yesterday's video that went out. We're working on a new format. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do yourself a favor. I want you to go back and watch yesterday's video. And the reason for that This video right here. Mt. Gox Bitcoin crash. Mt. Gox could crash Bitcoin. Donald Trump's fire shot at Biden on crypto. And Ethereum rally soon. This is a new format of video. It's going to be going under the name of Climate of Crypto. But this video, I think, is going to be very, very helpful for you guys. Because it's going to be a series of new videos where I'm going to just break down everything that I possibly can about what's going on today in crypto. I'm going to be looking at the charts of Bitcoin and Ethereum and any other markets that are interesting. We're going to be doing some coverage of any of the major news that's been going on in the last 24 hours, and it's going to be kind of a today in crypto kind of story. I'm going to record it. It's going to go out a couple of hours after I record it, so it's going to be very topical, very much up to the minute about what's going on. So go back and watch it if you've not already, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing a lot more content just like that. Very excited to be bringing you guys all of that. Joshua said, in my opinion, we're heading into the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind once retail finds out about what Elon Musk said about the dollar. Then more mass adoption will pour into crypto. Yes, there is going to be a significant of adoption going into the cryptocurrency space, and I'm very, very excited for that. Don Siri 24 said, love it. The plans by Dan said, doesn't matter the format of the video as long as Jepster is making the video. You're like in between an auctioneer and a sports announcer. Love your work, boss. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And I am trying to manage everything the best that I can and share you guys the love that I have for you guys. All right. Guys, I also want to let you know today's stream is brought to you in part by Crypto.com. If you've not already, make sure to sign up for Crypto.com. And the reason that you ought to do that is because you're going to be joining an exchange that's trusted by over 100 million users, and it's going to be the one-stop shop for you to invest in the cryptocurrency space on a recurring basis. Remember how I said consistency is key? What you do over time consistently is who you become. Investing in the cryptocurrency space is a little bit like that. It's very important to invest with an app or with an exchange that is going to make it as easy as possible. Crypto.com makes it as easy as is possible in the entire industry to invest in the cryptocurrency space. And so for that reason, you should sign up for Crypto.com with the link in the description box down below. OMAC is in chat, said, good morning, Jeb. Good morning to you as well. Remember that Elon Musk said the dollar could become worthless. Yeah, the dollar has already. Think about this. The dollar has already become worthless to somebody who had it 100 years ago. It's lost 99% of its value. It's already in the process of becoming worthless. Here's the deal, though. There is always going to be some kind of investment, and even a consistent investment opportunity that's going to beat the devaluation of the dollar. I firmly believe that there's always going to be investment opportunities that will allow us to outpace the crashing of the dollar. And so when we make investments, we find ways to invest in things that will bring a return faster than the devaluation of the dollar. The stock market can do that, and it has done that consistently for a very long time. The cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin particularly, has done that for a very long time. And so we've got to make sure we continue to follow the fifth law of money of saving and investing. When we save enough, if an emergency happens, and then we invest the rest, we will end up outpacing the dollar. And you can do that in Bitcoin, you can do that in Ethereum, you can do that in real estate, you can do that in stocks. Those are really the biggest areas that you can do it, but there are other places you can do it as well. You can do it by investing in and building a business, which is a form of stock investment if you think about it, because you're investing in a business and you have ownership in that business, or you're investing in somebody else that has ownership in that business. Whatever it may be, when you save and invest for the future, you save first and then you invest. When you do that, you end up building yourself a successful foundation because you follow the laws of money. And so when we save and invest, we will be set up for the future. We've got to keep that in mind. Boost AI, booming. Mike Porton said, Viva la Jeb. Thank you. Viva la vida. Who remembers that song? Dun, 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 dun. Queen said, born brave. All right, we're going to read chat for just a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it out. I do appreciate all of you for tuning in. Crypto Mini Bike in chat said, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you as well, Crypto Mini Bike. Good morning to you as well. $8 to $13 if it retains its market cap dominance from previous cycle tops of 4.5%, and if total market cap gets to $10 trillion. That would be a pretty high Cardano, but that is theoretically possible. All right, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed the stream. PL Hunt said, time to flip the switch. Yes. Joshua said DCA. Yes, continue to dollar cost average. Continue to dollar cost average. What we do consistently is where we will succeed. It's called momentum. You've got to have consistency to build momentum. How do you build momentum in a car? How do you build momentum in a vehicle or in an airplane or in a locomotive? You have the engine running consistently. Consistently. In a state where it's running fast enough that not only is it maintaining this current speed, but it's also accelerating. In the plane, you've got the jet engines running at a speed, at a revolutions per minute, at a RPM, where they are accelerating fast enough. They're turning fast enough. They're creating enough energy that not only are you maintaining your current speed, you're also adding speed. In a vehicle, if you press down far enough on the accelerator, not only are you maintaining your current speed, you're also gaining speed. It's called acceleration. And when you are in a train, if you are moving forward and you set the diesel engine or the diesel electric engine, whatever it may be, the electric engine, the electric motors, to not only maintaining the current speed, but accelerating, what happens? Well, you build momentum. And force equals mass times acceleration. You'll remember that. And so you build up the force because you've got the mass and you've got the acceleration. And so the force, which is the momentum, that's where you end up building that momentum in a physics standpoint. Well, money's the same thing. Remember, there are laws of money the same way there are laws of physics. The 6 laws of money are FinSov, FinSov, living on less than you make, having a written plan, getting out of debt, saving and investing, and being radically generous. When you follow those laws of money, you end up building momentum in your money. When you go to the gym on a consistent basis and you push yourself hard enough that you grow a little bit every week, you end up building momentum. The only way that you end up going quickly is by doing things that build momentum. And so in your investment, do what it takes to continue building momentum. Don't just have the gas pedal pushed down far enough that you are coasting, or that not that you're coasting, but that you're going the same speed. That you're kind of just going along on cruise. No. We're not trying to cruise. We're trying to constantly be accelerating a little bit. Somewhere in your life, you're not going to grow in any environment other than an environment where you are consistent. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You won't. It won't happen. If you're doing this number on the engine, you're just going to kind of lurch around. You're not actually going to get up to 100 or 200 miles an hour, right? You got to be consistent in your life. Pick the areas that are important to you, and you've got to be consistent. And if you do that, you will accelerate, and you'll end up going faster and farther, quicker. But you've got to have the consistent effort over time that leads to building momentum. The momentum theorem is very important, and it is a facet of financial sovereignty that we've got to do our best to live. One House Production said, #HODL, #FinSov for life. Absolutely. Carter Pennington said, floor it. Yep. Grandmaster Roulette said, morning, Jeb. Good morning to you. The Plans by Dan said, even when you can't accelerate anymore, you're still moving. Exactly. It's a good point. Even when you can't accelerate anymore, you're still moving. It's absolutely right. Petro Cars and Crypto said, then comes the wind resistance. Yep. Petro Cars and Crypto said, go harder. Yep. Mahlon said, it's still bullish on ICP, Jeb. I think Internet Computer is going to do well. I do have concerns about its inflation, but I've always had concerns about its inflation. Now, we're going to read about this guy, and then we're going to wrap it out. Ryan Salame, part of the inner circle at collapsed crypto exchange FTX, was sentenced to prison. A federal judge on Tuesday sentenced former FTX executive Ryan Salame to more than 7 years in prison, the first of the lieutenants of failed cryptocurrency mogul Sam Bankman-Fried to receive jail time for their roles in the 2022 collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange. Salame, who's 30, was a high-ranking executive at FTX for most of the exchange's existence, and up until its collapse, was the co-CEO of FTX Digital Markets. He pleaded guilty last year to illegally making unlawful U.S. campaign contributions and to operating an unlicensed money transmitting business. The sentence of 7.5 years plus 3 years of supervised release was more than the 5 to 7 years prosecutors had asked Judge Louis A. Kaplan to impose on Salame in their pre-sentencing memo. Kaplan is freaking tired of this whole mess. You can tell that this guy is just like, this is a disaster. You're all going to prison. The guy's had it up to here. He's had his I've had it moment. It's not that he gave the guy more than the prosecutors were even asking for. Normally that means the judge is just over this nonsense. All right. Do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. We are going to be wrapping it out. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. Make sure if you have not already to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling.